But definitely the time to do it. It's definitely gonna make me sleep better at night, I guess, knowing these lines have no potential to blow out in the immediate future. I'm not gonna drive the car in the winter at all. It'll never see winter again, so maybe these would last just fine, but since I got the opportunity, might as well just replace them all. I got these like for $45 on eBay, shipped, all really nice from Arizona. Arizona car, no rust at all on these lines. So I'm gonna replace them all and freshen this MB up. The sequence I'm gonna follow here: take this line, this flexible line off this hard line, and then it looks like I'll have to take off this back hose first in order to get to the fitting below that, which is the crusty one that runs up to the front here. And then this long hose will be more of a challenge, being that the power steering pump is loose in the car. I don't know how much torque it's going to take to break this nut up here free. So I'm trying to pull everything back to get myself some working room. It's a little bit of a pain with the AC compressor fighting me right now. Alright, so once I take this hose off, I expect for there to be lots of fluid coming out at me, which there is, and then I'll take the top of the reservoir out and it should fly out. Alright, so first I'm taking a 12mm to this back one here. Crack this one in the rear loose. And I don't care about twisting the lines and ruining the lines because I got all new lines for everything. Once that line's cracked, I'm going to take the other side off back here. This is the least corroded part of the whole rack right here. Alright, just drop that down. We're not going to need that anymore. It's looking like I'll be able to get to this real crusty one in the front. And of course, when you're putting these back on, I'll do the reverse order. The rear, I believe, is a 12mm. It's going to be kind of tricky to get to. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this flare wrench down in there. I'm going to have to use a regular 12 without removing the steering rack. There's just enough room to get to it. There's a little bit of a relief in the subframe right underneath my wrench here, but you're going to have to go work behind it and in front of it here to get this guy to get him off. This front guy up here with the crush washers is a 14mm. Just like a banjo bolt, like your brake caliper. And this will make it easier to get this fitting because it's a little stuck in the tube from the rust. Pull that right out of there and drop it down. The last one is this tall one that the flexible hose was connected to that I started with. Alright, so this last one here is a 17. This one will require some persuasion, but we got it to crack free. This one is coming hard. There we go. As you can see, these are all flare style fittings. Alright, so here's the new piece. Much better looking. Of course, no one's ever going to see these parts on the car, but I will know that they are in better condition than when I took it apart, and that makes me happy. So it was worth the $45 to me and the time to make this video. Alright, so for this connection down here, the crush washer looks to be an M10. This is from my kit on the right. It's a new one. This is the one that I came off the car on the left. Definitely has a little bit bigger of an outer diameter on the one on the left, but the one from my kit has pretty much the same inner diameter, maybe 1mm less on the outer diameter. So this is an M10 by 14 by 1 millimeter thick copper crush washer, and this is probably an M10 by 15 by 1. So all in all, I think it'll be a suitable replacement, and I don't gotta go buy any specialty Mazda part. All right, so this is the new replacement line. Just gonna get it finger tight, and then I'm gonna get this bolt started as well with the crush washers on it. All right, so I got the new washers on here. I'm gonna slip one through the front, this one on the back, flex it over, get it started. Now I don't have a specific torque spec for this, but I'm gonna go by the old snug up method and give it the old feel. You just want to tighten it enough to compress those copper washers, nothing too crazy. Once that's tight, you can go ahead and go back to your flare and tighten this down. This is the replacement one, even though I didn't really need to replace the other one, but since I got it, we're gonna replace it, so. Getting this end started first, just about hand tight, and then I'm gonna try to flex. This is gonna be a little tricky. Alright, already looking a lot better. Now I just got to do the front hose. Alright, so what I think I'm going to have to do for this hose that runs back to the pump, I couldn't get this 12 millimeter nut loose, so there's no way in heck I'm going to get this loose. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to take this hose off the pump, and then I'm going to work on underneath getting the lines off the steering rack. That way this whole pump can be pulled out of the car, maybe put in my vise, and that way I can crack these two loose and install the new one before I try to fight with this in midair. So underneath the car, there's just this one nasty looking 10 millimeter nut you got to take off, which kind of dampens it to the steering rack as extra support, and then you should be able to take that out. All right, so this last one over here to break free is a 19. And that's definitely going to take some attitude adjustment to get it off. There we go. All right, so all out of the car. This is the banjo bolt for that, the 19 millimeter head, and this is the washer that came out. And in my kit, I found a couple that'll work. Same ID, but again, smaller OD. But the ID is more critical than the OD for matching. The ones that I pulled out of my kit to replace these is the M14 by 18 by 1. So that's what I'm going to go with, and just put the new line. I'm going to leave this. What I'm going to do is put this in the vise to disconnect this all and whatnot, but I'm not going to torque the new one on. I'm going to just put it in the car and attach it to the rack, and then let this hang freely until I get the motor back in the car, and then the power steering pump mounted to the motor, and then I'm going to finish up securing this to the pump. So that way I can have a little more flexibility. I can leave the pump out of the car much longer than having to have it in the car when I put the motor back in. All right, so I had to rush to get back to baby duty, but I finished this up, torqued that down by hand, not to a certain value really, just felt till I couldn't go anymore and didn't want to strip out. Remember, this rack is aluminum, so you don't want to try to go to infinity and strip out the threads in the rack. That'd suck. The only thing I had to reuse, which I wasn't too thrilled about, was this crusty old bracket here. It's like a stress relief bracket mounted on this rubber isolation mount. This rubber piece underneath is split from the factory, so you can pull it off your old hose and put on the new one if you buy like a set on eBay like I found. But yeah, we're all looking much better here. Everything is tight. Like I said, this is the last piece, which will attach to the pump once I get the engine back in the car, mount the pump and everything. So that's not going to be part of this DIY. That's pretty self-explanatory.